Hi, you're listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. And today I want to talk about something a little bit different. So recently we got a new family member, little Luna, a beautiful little cavoodle, who we thought, our kids were pestering us for many years, and I think the time came, and with Annika now in high school and going through what they do in their first year of high school with a little bit of anxiety and nervousness, and thought it was a great time to get a pet. And so after many years of bugging us, I finally gave in, and can I tell you, Luna's been part of the family now for a couple of months, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And asked by many people what was the catalyst for me changing my mind about getting a pet. Well, after doing some research and speaking to many people and finding out, reasons why pets are good, I have to say that the literature I read is quite right, and I want to share a bit of that with the listeners. So something a little bit different about why we decided to get a pet and why they're good for kids, and in particular dogs. So whilst I'll be focusing more talking about Luna, the cavoodle, and little female cavoodle who's just absolutely gorgeous, it's generally pets in general. Whatever your pet of choice is, whether it's fish and whether it's cats and whether it's dogs and whatever it is that your children are into or you're into. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it in terms of also in business and what I've seen and, in our children, and some concepts will come up over, from some of the past flashcasts. So, we're going to cover reasons why I believe the pet's been good, having Luna for our kids. And what started off as obviously to get a family pet, to be, the usual things, responsibility, discipline for our children, learning to look after something and nurture it, and all the basic stuff is important, and we'll cover that in a minute. But so after doing some further research, one of the things is it actually decreases with allergies. The research shows that children who grow up in homes with pets are likely to have a stronger immune system. As we know, pets are out and about, and Ali, our boy who's 10, being sensitive to dust growing up, and he's growing out of that as his airways get bigger and his body matures. But as a kid, he was very allergic. He was allergic to dust and allergies. So one thing that we didn't know is that pets are really good for decreasing allergies in future, because it helps kids breed stronger immune systems. So that's been one of the big positives. And that's all backed by research that shows that pets can decrease allergies. The other one that we found funny was that the research shows that people with pets obviously help children with their learning. That the educators have obviously used animals for a long time as a form of therapy, and there's working dogs and anxiety dogs and stuff like that. But they find that children in particular learn better when they've got pets, and reading was something that came up. So there was results show that kids with pets read more and gain better reading skills, and this was something that we didn't know, and they found that in particular that children would read to dogs, and I found that with Ali, where he'll actually sit there and have a conversation with Luna, which is quite cute to see. And obviously they see this animal as non-judgmental, they see this animal as their mate, as their pal, and the fact that they're not being judged is something that is important, obviously, to kids. So it actually helps kids with conversations and reading, and this is something I've seen firsthand in a short few months that we've had it. One of the key things for us is obviously the kids have grown up is about companionship. To be able to have that companion there that they can come, spend time with. Obviously there's the discipline side where they've got to look after her, feed her, walk her, all that sort of stuff. But, pets offer that companionship that is different. And I think the key one for me is this non-judgmental. As humans, we all go through life being judged. And again, the research, as I've been researching over many months, children feel judgment quite easily, and especially as they're going through hormonal changes and go through their tweens, as they call it. The transition from children to teenagers is known as tweens, which is something I didn't know. But having a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old 5-year-old boy that obviously, are going through hormonal changes, body changes, school changes. There's a lot of changes happening, a lot of responsibility. I'm finding that this is something that's really, really powerful, is having that companionship. And again, in a few short months, I see the importance of this, our new family member being a dog, showing this non-judgmental companionship to our children has been something that's just mesmerising to watch. The other thing that I didn't expect that I found is it keeps the family talking. It's another element to talk about. I was dropping my daughter off at school this morning and we're having a conversation about Luna and the conversation, Luna's now being introduced to other dogs. She's now being introduced to other people because she's had her final injections, and watching, she's been a little bit anxious, but this morning all of a sudden she was with other dogs and other people and she didn't growl or get in any sort of anxiety herself. And I was having that conversation with Arnica on the way to school. So a 15-minute car journey was all about Luna and our dog, and which was fantastic, and that's something that really, it wasn't something I was expecting, that it breeds another level of conversation into the family. And even myself with obviously Ali, and even with Jana, it's another person, another addition to the family. It's another talking point. It's another thing happening. Things happen with the dog, good, bad, ugly. Obviously they're part of the family when you have a pet, whether it is a dog or cat, but it does breed another element of talking. And the other one is the healthy lifestyle. We find, we're out walking a lot more because obviously dogs like to be walked. It's fantastic. And even this morning we were walking at a very fast pace because Luna's growing. She's now 14 weeks old. She's getting stronger. She wants to move more. She wants to move quicker, and we found that. So the healthy lifestyle aspect of it, and I've threatened my daughter that she better get out there and do a bit more walking, and she tells me it's a bit cold at the moment, which is granted, and great negotiators, our children. So, but I've told her that she needs to get out there and make sure she's exercising as well, because it's important for Luna to exercise, but it's important for her to exercise. One of the things that we wanted to do in buying a pet was to make sure that our kids learnt the circle of life, which is important. And it's probably something that we don't think about. But, obviously we're born, we have a life, we talk about life as measured in moments, then we pass away. Dealing with a pet, and hopefully this doesn't happen for many, many years, but I've seen friends and family that have had to deal with the death of pets that have been part of their family for 10, 12, 14 or 16 years. It actually adds another element. It is a way to teach children the circle of life, and early, and from a very short experience of only having Luna for a couple of months, Luna was born, we knew the breeder, so we tracked the progress until we picked her up at 8 weeks old. We would get weekly updates, so the kids got to learn about birth, they got to learn about training. And obviously from 8 weeks to now, we've been training her toilet training, which is still in progress, but learning how to sit, how to lie down, the art of rewarding good behaviour versus not good behaviour. So never use the Luna's name when she's being naughty, but using tone, training with tone, but training with treats, teaching them where to go to bed, when to come, when to lie down. All these things has been fantastic, even down to the vaccinations. First vaccination, obviously we didn't see because we didn't get her till 8 weeks, but we saw the second vaccination. She's recently had her third vaccination. So being able to teach the kids about this circle of life is really important. And of course, one day Luna's going to pass away, and they'll need to learn about dealing with the death of a pet, which research again shows that it helps them coping with challenging life events. Now, hopefully that's true. But hopefully we don't have to deal with that for many years to come. So one of the big things for us was teaching the kids, using a pet to teach the kids about the circle of life, the importance of life, and seeing it from a third party. But can I say that in summary, it's been very enjoyable so far, apart from the toilet training, which I'm sure many people have gone through. But it is all part of life, as we talk about life is measured in moments. And I never thought that having a pet and bringing a pet in the family would be so rewarding. So again, early days, but so far I find that the correlation of children and pets has been fantastic, and I really understand why the research shows the benefit of it. And I also wanted to share firsthand what I've seen from experience with having our family interact with a pet. So a little bit different this Flashcast, but hey, that's what it's all about, talking about everyday things. And you got topics, send them in. I'd love to address them. Until next time, be the best you can be. Life is measured in moments, and you've been listening to Phil DeBella, and this is Flashcast by PDB.